But it's very frustrating because a lot of people, there is this thing, awakening nowadays, and everyone is in a hurry to awaken, to go to the fifth dimension, to be, I don't know, to be vegan, to eat clean, and 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 be a yogi, and all of this rush, and the comparison to one another. I can see that a lot in circles. And but when you understand that not everyone is in the same rhythm and the same path, it's okay. And it's not a competition. This is the main thing. It became a competition through this spirituality movement. Um, I met a person who is a teacher, and she's also doing these kind of workshops. And whenever she goes in Spain, she said that everyone is dressing like a yogi, all ultra mega white, and like looks like goddess, and and it's all about who eats better and who is more vegan. And yes, it became this movement of comparison. And I mentioned to her, this is not about this. It's not about, we're getting lost of the real meaning of it, you know?
But it's so surprising to me because I have never seen this as comparison. Maybe Denmark is different,
Yeah.
but I meet so many people at yoga, and I know at least half of them must be spiritual, but nobody's showing it. It's like a quiet belief that people just smile and then they enter the room. And especially when I teach yin yoga, I know that people are spiritual because I can see it on them. Sometimes they meditate very deep and I can feel the vibration like raising up. But maybe it's also because in Scandinavia people don't talk so much about it, and the appearance and possessions are not to compare. So in a way, I've never seen anyone competing spirituality. And it reminds me a lot when I was going to church as a child, Catholic. People would take the communion and they would take the communion, close the eyes, and then go sit silently in their bench. And the whole church would silently sit and pray or something like that. It just feels so much like that here. Everything is so secretive. I actually would like people to be more open about it because at least then I would know who to talk to. But right now, anyone could be spiritual. That's good, but also, tricky.
It's fascinated, because I'm fascinated about that because, for example, in Ibiza, they call in hippies with a manicure and pedicure, like the new era of hippies with a manicure and pedicure, because it's all about, yes, in
Wow.
Ibiza, it's all about meditation, yoga, this, but with a manicure and pedicure. And it's a lot of movements. You see, we are actually forgetting the reason why, and in why the main purpose of it. But yeah, it,
I would agree with you what you're saying. For the first, when you said about starting a competition, it's like who's best and who's eating, and are you eating better or whatever. And this is not a spirituality. It is spiritual to take care of your body, to see the body as a temple, to do yoga and things like that. But when you go to extremes, then you're out of it. Then you haven't understand because many people enjoy a good coffee, or many people, according to many spiritual people, you shouldn't be drinking coffee. I love coffee. So, or I have love a chocolate. I try to not to eat that much sugar, so I will make my own desserts. But that doesn't mean that if I go out, I won't eat a pizza. I know I shouldn't, but I would, and I will enjoy it. So it's about experiencing, but it's like many other things. It's the competition of how much do I get? How many points do I get for being spiritual? And you don't get any points for being spiritual.
Don't I get
You
any
just
points? I
no.
haven't had
You
coffee
sorry,
since
sorry.
November. Since
You don't.
November, no coffee. Oh, yes.
You don't get any points for being the only thing you get by being a spiritual is that you start loving yourself. You start listening to yourself. You are a better version of yourself, and therefore a better version for your family, for your husband, for your children, for your parents. The world doesn't bother you that much. Oh, there are idiots there. Yes, let them be, because this doesn't have to their idiocy, or it doesn't have to do with you. It has to do with them and their process. Uh, and I think that you get so much inner reflection, inner peace, and it's so much easier to see where you should go, where you shouldn't go, who you should help and who you shouldn't. Because sometimes many healers and things like that, and maybe many people won't like what I'm going to say now, but many people, many healers is like, oh, I'm able to heal. Oh, I'm going to heal there. I'm going to heal there. I'm going to heal my neighbor. No, you are supposed to heal yourself and help the people that comes to you that wants help. You're not God, because maybe you be robbing somebody of the experience of being sick. You might help them to understand where they sick, but not solve it for them. So, oh, I got very that was not what I was going to say, but that's what it came.
No.
So sorry, Veronica, you don't get. Good for you that you did, but it's not. It's not in points.
No.
And another thing is that spirituality is very personal, because it's your journey. It's about what you are doing to understand yourself, what you are doing to accept you are a divine being, what you do to recognize who you are, what lives in you. Many people says, "Oh, I'm looking for spirituality," and I say, "No, you look inside. Your spirituality is about the journey into yourself, to understand yourself. Remember,
Now that I
recognize
think of
yourself."
it, yeah, maybe I don't see people competing for it because I'm not in a very spiritual yoga company. Maybe in other places there's more spiritual, people are like this, but maybe it's just Scandinavia that's not so competitive.
Because Scandinavia has what they call janteloven. You're
Yeah.
not to be better than the others. You are not to show. So it is very, very much, you see, in a way it's very good. You see, you know people that are very, very, very rich, and they won't show it. So it's like everybody is here, like they look, okay, you can see in their houses, maybe they're a little bit bigger, and the cars are a little more expensive, but that's about it. They are very, you don't have even in power, you have people that are in power, like in prime minister or things like that, and you see them in the walking in the
Danish Prime
streets.
Minister, she bikes to work, like.
And it's not like you have 100 cars following you because that's the president or the prime minister. No, not here. So
Yeah.
it's the society in Scandinavian countries is very, and I like it. I like that.
I really like that concept you see. In here in the UK, especially in London, it's completely different. If there is any uh, prince or princess, they will cut the whole traffic for them to pass, and it's very individualistic, very you can see the classes right away in the UK. Very no one watch no one, everyone minding their own business. It is like that in here, and we forgetting, and also the culture of the more you know and how eloquent you express, people think the more spiritual, higher rank they have. But it's completely, to me, not the opposite, but I found a lot of people that they are incompletely silent, not bother anyone or even not teaching, but they are teachers themselves. by the way they behave, you know. In here is about the more you know, the more the people think where your status or your is this make sense? But it's very deceiving situation. You know, when you observe nature, the human nature, and how we classify each other, and because I'm mostly in these circles of personal developing and how, you know, spirituality or there is a lot of deceiving situations and behaviors that you think, where are we going with this? You see, I don't want to create controversial topic, but it is actual happening in here. And but then when you see the most simple and very humble person that they don't want to gain fame through any podcast or whatever, and they just like teaching you because they are remembering the information that they come is like I resonate most, you see. But anyways, this is people and people. I think it's happening in any in any country. I think.
But is this what we're trying to do here? Become famous through the podcast?
No.
Definitely, it's not what I was expecting. But you said something about Janice, about humility, about being humble,
Yeah.
and I believe that that's the way we recognize the people that are really spiritual. Because I think that when you are like, I know everything, then you don't know anything. When somebody says, I know I am a good teacher, then you're not, because then your focus is on yourself, and the focus when you want to be spirit, the focus is inside, to go inside, but you don't go to the world and say I am good or whatever, because that's not humility. That's not talking from the heart. The real love will never go and say that. That's what I think.
But you need to be confident as well.
One thing is that to being confident, but another thing is that you go around to the whole world saying blah blah blah. I am extremely good at that. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I hear recently when you go to the as a person who goes to mentoring, and she said, I don't have ego. I don't have ego. I actually act without ego. And I'm like, okay. Um, we all have ego. There's nothing bad or good, but we all have. You know, this is something that we have to have when we come here. 100%. We have to deal with it, you know. But the person who says the most, I don't have ego, she needs to check. There, there is something lacking there, you know, it's missing in there. But I said, okay, you don't have. It's good. It's good. It's good for you. But yeah,
The ego is it starts because children need to have something to remember, so that we start building the ego to have to start making the individuality. So that's what I've talked in other episodes about the default mode network, that is proven. It's how our brain works with what we learn with our programs. So the ego will be there. The thing is that the ego will grow at the age of 3 to 7, 8 years old, and the ego only works regarding to what you have learned or have experienced, never with something new. So the ego is always afraid of the new things. That's one. And the other one is that we let ourselves be guided by the ego. And we have to remember the ego is between 3 or 8 years old. So when we behave like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want it, and you go in that, you're going in the age of your ego. We all have ego, like you said. It's part of being human. We are a being in a human body. So it's part of it. It's part of the experience. So if I lose my ego, then I won't remember anything of what I experienced.
It comes with the personality.
Yeah.
But this is pretty much what I experience in regarding spirituality. This is nothing to do with meditation, nothing to do with that. It's the realizations of new patterns in my life to reprogram my old ones. But it's nothing. I wish I could share more experience of a meditation. But no, it's been more the human side that I needed to learn and I needed to accept. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy with that experience. So yeah. But what about you, Veronica? Do you have any exciting experiences?
I think I already talked about the one in Norway. I think maybe Yasmin's turn is now.
It's my turn. We goes for turns.
Not turns, but we were talking about spiritual, how do we say it? Status? No, or the current challenge.
I think one of the challenges I have been with for me for years is the meditation part. And sometimes I said I don't meditate every day. I have to say that. I breathe every day. That's a must for me. I do thankfulness exercise every day, and I have mantras. So when I work with a mantra, I go in a but it's that for me meditate when I call a meditation, that would be like 10, 15 minutes. When I go call a meditation, then I meditate an hour, 2 hours. For me, that's so I don't have the time to meditate that much every day. I do several go into nature, go and bathe. All those things are like because I get bored of doing the same thing all the time. But I see that if I haven't had, let's see that it goes about 1 week and I haven't had the long meditation, then I feel the longing to do it. It's like my body says, you need to do that. And then if I had to stand up 2 hours earlier to do that, then I will do so. Because it's like I try to follow what my body says. If I want to bathe now in winter, my lake is frozen, so I cannot go and bathe on the lake. But then I find other things and I shower with cold water, open the window with minus so many degrees outside, so then it will be freezing in the bath. I look for solutions to what I my body's asking me for. In Christmas, I ate a lot of Christmas food, and there's a lot of sugar there, and my body paid the price. And then suddenly I said, oh, I don't want anything of that. And then I go back into my routine of eating my veggies and going back to no sugar. But life is for enjoying it. If I like the here they call the rib in or the lamb chops, the way they do it, I love it. What if I'm here and I can experience? Why shouldn't I?
That's
So,
another thing. That's another thing I wanted to say. That a lot of people that they are going into their inner self, they feel guilty all the time. I shouldn't eat this chocolate. I shouldn't drink this beer. I shouldn't. Well, if you shouldn't, I mean, if you're going to do it with pleasure. Otherwise, don't do it. I eat my chokis with so much pleasure. I don't want to say every day, but no, there's something I learned that I shouldn't be feeling guilty because it won't. Your body is almost liquid, 70% liquid. The liquid in your body will read your thoughts, and if you feel guilty, the whole body is all everything connected. So, yeah, if you starting to be conscious about your mind and about your body, don't feel guilty when you do it. That's it. Otherwise, don't do it.
I
this
go.
year Yeah. Oh,
No,
sorry.
I just was going to say that I completely agree with her. So whenever I meet her and she gives me those beautiful and tasteful chocolates, I will eat them and I won't share them with anybody. It doesn't matter what she says.
The Buja, or I forgot the name, but it was so good. I need more. Yeah. Yeah, but I was just going to say that this year, I started doing this thing where I started spending more money on quality foods. I just got that need, and then in the beginning, I felt a bit guilty for spending extra money, because you can do it cheaper. You can buy a cheaper brand, you can get a cheaper tomato and stuff like that. But for some part of me, just like, no, I want this tomato. It smells good, it looks good, it's ecological, and it calls my name. So then I started picking the ones that are like, I don't know, 30% more expensive. And then in the beginning I felt bad about it, but the juiciness and the reward of eating such a high quality food was so high. I'm not talking about candy. I'm talking about veggies and meat, and it's just like the energy of that food. I feel like it goes inside of me, and then it keeps me full longer and keeps me happy. And I'm like, it vibrates from the inside. Such a discovery. I really love it. And in the beginning, I was feeling bad, but at some point, it's like, no, the pleasure and the benefit of that high energy is more than the money I'm putting into it. So that was my experience in this beginning of year.
I remember being there many, many years ago when I was choosing the cheapest food because we needed to extend the money. And then when I started using ecological food and then I had the same experience. And today, if I eat a normal tomato, we call it, it doesn't taste the same way. So we have even gotten in the trouble of making our own garden, producing our own tomatoes, lettuces, and the food it's just like every bite, it has more taste. It's more rich. It's not comparison. It doesn't matter what people says. For me, it's not comparison.
I'm having that epiphany right now. I didn't know. No, nobody told me.
Sorry.
But part of working for very wealthy people, that's the benefit. You can eat the best food because they don't really hesitate in the best organic quality food. I'm so used to that. I didn't have the challenge of that. What I have the challenge is when because I got a lot of perks and benefits. They offer you and you the best food, and they're gonna choose the best food, and you're gonna try the best quality food possible in the market. The challenge for me was whether if I'm going to do it for myself. So I learned it by time that I chose the quality food for myself because, as you said, the food vibrates in a different way. The vegetables and the fruit, even the meat, vibrate in completely different way, and therefore you feel different as a result. For me, the challenge now is how to calculate the calculate it. You see, because I've been for so long eating the best food for free, part of the job, but now is giving it to me and the calculation financially. This is not a problem, but because I never calculated, now is something I'm learning. You see how different problems for different people.
Yeah. That was all of Essence Talks for today. Thank you so much for listening, and remember to follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Bye bye.